feel like 21. It's a knife. Bust a left. I got drunk and took a right. I'm so high, you fuck with me, I'll take your life. And then take your life, bring you back to fuck her twice. Hey, I'm in the cut. Oh yeah, she wanna fuck. Oh yeah, that little bitch cutthroat. Yeah, she give me deep throat. Yeah, stitch like low, combination no cheat code. Yeah, I got the G code. Done gon' sing on glee mode. Yeah.
Hey guys, welcome to today's video. We're just gonna be doing a little commentary video. We all know what greening out is, and if you don't know, it's when you take a bit too many hits to Benjamin City. You know, you're a little too deep in the fucking city. You end up in the slums. You get lightheaded. You feel sick. Everything you look at just makes you want to puke. It's hell. And honestly, for me, over the years of smoking weed and shit, I've obviously greened out less and less because my body just gets used to it. Half the time now when I get sick, it's not even from weed. It's actually like I'm getting sick, or like it's fucking the nicotine vape. It's not even like actual weed itself. I haven't like really greened out in a long time. Like, I don't know. I can just notice when I'm gonna green out, or oh, I ate something weird and my stomach got upset. You know, those two clear differences. Because when you're about to green out, it's like 1 second you feel fine, then the next you're like spinning. And it's just hell. And for me, I haven't had that feeling luckily in a long ass time. But back when I first started smoking, I get that feeling all the time. And this was the one time where it was just the worst. And sorry guys, right now I have like kind of a stuffy nose, but it's kind of clear right now. So if you hear like any weird like sinus noises or whatever the fuck, or if my voice gets all like fucked up, that's kind of why. Or if I start coughing, yeah, it just sucks. Like, I feel like every couple weeks I'm just getting sick. But pretty much I was at my friend's house, and I think this was like freshman year or the start of sophomore year. It was like the end of freshman year or the start of sophomore year, but I would want to kind of lean it towards more freshman year, because that's kind of when I was getting into smoking and shit. And at this time, I've already smoked enough to kind of have like an idea of what I'm doing. And also, yeah, I'm pretty sure it was freshman year. And I've also taken dabs before, so I kind of knew what the fuck I was getting myself into. So I think it was like a weekend or something, and I went over to my friend's house to smoke, and we're smoking in his room and stuff, and pretty much I remember he was kind of like, not like an asshole, but in the sense of, I want to load up a fat ass dab and watch my friend die. He was an asshole in that sense. So pretty much we're taking dabs, and it's just like kind of dabs I can handle. And I remember also too, he did kind of clarify to me, he's like, are you sure you want to take this or whatever? I remember him being like, oh, you got it, or something like that. But it was this fat ass dab, and I remember taking it. And when I first started smoking, like, it had to happen in a long ass time, but this would happen when I first started smoking. I sometimes would take too fat of a hit that, like, I couldn't open my eyes, like, for a couple minutes. It's just like everything was just so fucking bright or whatever the fuck, you know? My eyes, like, my body's reaction was just to keep my eyes shut. So that shit happens, and then I get like the chills too. And it's not like this is laced or anything. I've had this happen with bud, but I get the chills like of like I just took like the fattest dab of my life, you know. And I start getting the dab sweats or whatever, and like everything's kind of normal until like I'm like, oh, I'm kind of hungry, you know. And not making fun of like his living situation or whatever, but homeboy did not have the snacks, you know. It wasn't like, oh yeah, my mom got gushers or whatever the fuck. Homeboy gives me a banana and a granola bar, and in most situations, that's all you need. I'm glad the banana was in good conditions too. Like, in most situations, that would be fine, and that's all you need to get by. For me, I don't know why, but I ate the granola bar just fine. But the second I ate the banana, it just, everything went south for me. I started spinning, and then it was like, I think we took a nabo dab, and I think that's what really killed me, or some shit. But either way, I remember just feeling like spinning hella, once I started feeling like I was going to green out, I'm not too sure if we took another dab in between or whatever, but I remember just feeling like I was gonna spin, and like I was spinning, and I feel like it was weird. I felt this big sense of drowsiness like I never felt in my life. Like I couldn't even keep my eyes open. Again, it wasn't like it was laced or anything. I didn't feel anything like that. I just think the weed was so strong and my tolerance was so low at the time that my body just didn't really know how to handle itself. And pretty much I'm just lying on this dude's bed, just sweating and like just kind of being like, yeah, just wake me up when my phone goes off or whatever. Like I'm almost about to go into deep sleep, like hibernation mode. And then out of nowhere, I feel the urge to puke. So I go and puke, and I remember I felt so bad. I puked like all over his toilet seat, but I made most of it into the toilet. But I remember I looked over, and it's almost like one of those moments where you're taking a shit, and you see that there's no toilet paper, and you think you're done for. It was one of those moments. I look over, there's no fucking toilet paper in sight. I'm not gonna use this guy's bath towel to fucking clean up my puke. And so I asked him, like, what should I do? And he's like, oh, just leave. Like, I think we were in the midst of figuring out what the fuck to do. And then his brother goes in there and is like, what the fuck? And he was obviously pissed at first, but we explained him the situation and all of that. And that I was in the attempts of cleaning it. I wasn't just going to leave it. And, like, explaining everything to him. And he's like, yeah, it's all right. Just next time, aim for the toilet more, pull up the seat or whatever, you know? And ever since then, I've always done that. I've always aimed for the toilet barrel. I have never puked on any toilet since. But yeah, no, it was so bad. I remember just sitting there on his bed, feeling like I couldn't open my eyes. And it's like, obviously, I can move, but like I didn't want to. Like it was just like almost like I would just like not like shutting down like, oh, I'm dying, but like, you know, when you're going to bed, you're all like almost kind of comfy, but almost just in the sense of like I don't know how to explain it. It was like I was fully awake. And then I somehow jumped 12 hours into my day and I was about to go to sleep, you know? And I think my dad was picking me up to, he had to run some errands and that was the only time he could pick me up or some shit. I remember getting in my dad's car and just, he even was like, are you okay? I'm like, yeah, I'm fine. Because I think I was like pale like a fucking ghost. And even my friend was like, when I was just laying on his bed, just in my own little world, was like keeping his eye on me, just being like, yeah, this motherfucker's about to green out. I just ended this fucker's career. And he was always a cool friend. I always kind of wish we kept more tabs and shit. But, yeah, no, I definitely, it was just, I think it was my first time doing a dab out of a rig. Because I always did dabs out of dab carts. Like, carts weren't really that popular when I first started smoking weed. What people would do is those certain type of vape, and they're not really popular anymore because everyone went to the tank mods and stuff, but they're called RDAs. RDAs were like a vape but minus a tank, so it would just cotton, corals, and juice, so you would just put the juice on whenever you need to re-put the juice. And with this, you could just load the dab straight onto the coils, and pretty much that's how we always did dabs. So it was my first time doing dabs off of a rig, and I think that just is what killed my ass. I was just fucking done for. But I hope you guys enjoyed today's little short video. If you did, hit that like button, subscribe, turn on notifications, and I'll see you guys all in the next video. Bye, guys.